Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to Aspot Office Hours live help sessions. This is where you can ask your quick question regarding Aspot and get live help. And also on these calls, we do live builds so we can show you how different Aspot tools work in real use cases. So I hope everyone is doing great today, and I think you guys will like what we will be building today. I call it the SEO site audit request bot. So basically, it's a chatbot that gathers details from users. So it's basically collecting info that you actually need from leads for this specific use case. So basically, we're collecting the URL of their website, their goals, their budget, and their timeline. So instead of going back and forth with emails or making unqualified calls, it helps us really determine like or make things much faster um, for the site owner because it structures the conversations, it filters the seriousness, and it also routes the people to the right step. So it's not super flashy, but it is something that can be helpful, especially for the digital marketing agencies. So how it works is that, yeah, like I said earlier, the chatbot will ask for a few questions, and then after collecting a few inputs, it qualifies them and then it promises them a free audit or suggests a strategic call with maybe we'll provide like a link to book. So I'm building this chatbot based off of a real business. It's a real digital marketing business. I think they're based in Phoenix, Arizona. I think that's where they're based in. So I took a look at their website, and I noticed that they don't have a chatbot yet. So I figured, okay, why not? Let's try building a chatbot for them on the call. And I noticed on other digital marketing websites they do free SEO audits. They have chatbots that do free SEO audits. However, it's just basically a form that's like that's the UI is the user interface is a chatbot, but basically it's just a form since it just collects data. So that's not what we're going to do today. We're going to create a chatbot itself, a conversational chatbot that collects basically all of the lead info that your client might need. So let's create in here. And if you have any questions at all while we're here on the call, feel free to put that in the chat or you can also unmute your mic. So let's go inside that chatbot. And as for the sources, I'm just going to put the website of the business to whom we're doing this for. So I'll just put that on their webpage so that the chatbot will have an idea on the client's offerings, its website, and all other information about the client. So that's processing. While that's processing, let's go to our settings. And then I think let's change the chatbot image to the logo of the business itself. Let's upload that. Okay. Now try that again and upload. Okay, so now we're trying to align their branding into the chatbot. So we're making it similar to their website. So display name is their business name and then audit intake bot. And then this one's our call to action. And then initial message is this. Click the start button when you're ready. Okay, so let's make sure this is saved. So right off the bat, we're showing to the user, we're going to ask a few quick questions about your website, your SEO goals, and so we can deliver an audit summary, or maybe we can schedule a strategy call. Now let's go to customization. Okay, so right now this is how the chatbot looks like. Let's just make sure to update a few things in here. Um, I like to make this in a large format. Okay, great. Now let me just change this to the custom theme. So I customized this theme relevant that's like a little bit similar to their website's branding so that later on when we like put it as a demo, we put it as an iframe overlay, it would look like it's really part of that website. Let me just enlarge this and show you guys the exact prompt that I will be using. So since all of the logic of the chatbot, it will be based from the prompt itself, since it's essentially qualifies the lead, right? So all of those qualification rules are put inside the system prompt. So as you can see, this might be a longer type of system prompt. However, it's so helpful to have all of the details in it. It's so helpful to be very specific with its role. So as you can see, it says your goal is to collect complete SEO audit inputs, qualify lead seriousness and fit, and then route the user to either a free audit queue or outcome or a book and strategy call. So here's the booking link that we provided it with. And then a few hard rules for the AI. And here are the intake fields. So AI decides if it's going to collect all of this intake fields, if it's going to collect all of this information from the user. Um, and we have our qualification logic. So now the AI will know with this logic, it will gauge the leads content, the leads intent for the services. So after that, we also have the routing rules. So high intent strategy call, it will like redirect them to the strategy call. Medium intent, it will just provide a free audit queue. And then low intent, so it's basically just going to give them SEO tips. So that's how the chatbot will work. And then special case responses. So if it's asked about what will the audit include, if it's asked about the pricing, if the actually, this is not relevant in here, so let's just remove that. And then if asked about the pricing, we'll just encourage a strategy call to determine the fit. And then the output format rule, so always ask only the next single question or provide the bullet summary plus the clear next step, okay? So end every response with a clear action. So basically, that's a prompt that we will be using for this bot itself. Let me just make sure to change this, make sure that's saved. Let's also enable voice chat. I think it's super helpful to have that. Now let me go over here to channels. And then I think we're just going to add a start button in here. Click create. All right. Now let me go over here to the initial and make sure that's added right there. Start. Same. Okay, great. So let me just take a look at the chatbot right now. Okay, cool. So I think we have added everything that we need. Let me just take a quick look. General customization. Okay, sources. Okay, so we just added the client website. So this is basically the client website, and this is the chatbot that we are adding it. And as you can see, they don't have a chatbot in here yet. And if you go to their SEO, oh, where is it? SEO services, just go over here. Okay, as you can see, if you go there, there's no chatbot at all. So I think this bot will definitely benefit them. So now what we will do, since we've added the prompt, we've customized the chatbot itself, we will now start testing. So I'll just go over here to share, and then under demo, I'm going to put this link. So we're basically doing an iframe overlay of the chatbot without having to go inside their website and having to add the code for this chatbot so that we'll see how it looks like on their website. So now, as you can see, there's our chatbot right there. You can definitely change the what they call this, change the exact location of the chatbot. You can put it right here on the left side, or you can just move it a little bit further to the top part of the website. So that's also possible in here. But let me just open that up. Okay. So hi, I'm the SEO local audit intake bot, and then I'll ask a few questions. Let's click start. Okay, so let's get started with the first question. Can you please provide your website URL? Okay, so it's asking us for the website URL. Let's make sure to provide that also. So put that right there. Can you please share the business type? So let's answer the business type. Loud AF is an AI-powered social media content creation. Okay. Now, what's your primary goal for seeking SEO services? Let's go with more leads. Okay. So it's asking, could you please share the top 1 to 2 challenges you're facing with your SEO efforts? So maybe let's just say low traffic. How about content gaps? And then let's see what else. Could you specify the location served by your business? So I think we'll respond with this is online only. Okay, for the budget range, let's respond with this. And then it's asking the decision timeline for implementing the SEO service. Maybe let's just say soon. Okay, there you go. Okay, cool. So it was able to provide us with this summary of information. So you have your URL, the business type, the goal, challenges, budget, timeline. And then it says, I recommend booking a strategy call to discuss tailored SEO strategies that aligns with your business goals. After booking, you'll also receive a free audit review. Please use this link to schedule your call. Okay, great. So I think it was able to do everything that we asked it to on the prompt. So that's that's your SEO audit intake bot. It's basically clean, it's super structured. It's a system that helps qualified leads for digital marketing agencies. It makes their sales process tighter, without having to add um, complexity. So once you kind of understand this kind of pattern, you can apply it to any service you offer or build for clients. I mean, this is super repeatable. You can do this for other service clients also, other SaaS tools also. So yeah, that's the SEO audit intake bot. Any questions regarding this build right now? Deb says, I've seen your demo in a tool. I'm not sure which tool. In a conversational thread, the AI asked the user's name and then called them by name. How did you code that feature? Note, I don't think the tool was a flow or in Teleform where you save the input. Also in today's demo, can you please confirm that the AI is asking for inputs in conversational thread, but those inputs can't be saved. Is that correct? So for your first question, I just prompted that feature. So you can just add to your system prompt, make sure to ask the user their first name and then call them that throughout the entire conversation. So you can just add a prompt like that. Everything that the AI does in a conversation, especially when it's a chatbot, usually that's all from the system prompt itself. For your next question, please confirm the AI is asking for inputs in a conversational thread, but those inputs can be saved. That's right. They cannot be saved in a way that you can with IntelliForm and with lead forms, where you can just kind of give them unique IDs, right? Unique identification. And then you can send it over to a webhook and save each input as individual data. With this, you will have this saved. However, they will be in a chat thread. It will be in a conversational thread. So basically, you can save everything, which is the entire conversation and not the single question inputs. So yeah, that's correct. Any more questions regarding this bill? What does this do for local visibility? Not sure what you mean by by local visibility, Bob. I think oh, okay. So I think you're referring to, no, I'm sorry, I don't get the question. Can you elaborate on it, please? Why didn't you ask their name, email to be able to match this conversation with person contact, or will it show their name, email from booking link? Since it's just conversations, how are you tracking who's who? Yeah, I don't think I've added like a way to collect leads, right? So that's a great input, Deb. I'm glad you mentioned that. What we should have done actually at the beginning of the conversation, we should have asked their first name, and then their email, or we can just simply add a lead form that will trigger before they can start with the conversation. However, I think it's best to keep that within the conversation also, so that when we export the chat conversation, you already have, everything in there. You have all of the info in there. So we're going to do that in the system prompt itself. So intake fields, collect all if possible. Let me just change this to, first will be full name. Second is email address. And then let me just change this to 3, 4. Sorry about this. Sticky. 2, 5. Then this one 6. Let me just make sure to number this correctly so that the AI knows the flow of the conversation itself. 8, and then I think we have 9, 10. Where am I? 10. Okay. Okay, great. So there you go. So we've updated the prompt to this. Okay, cool. Now let's try that one more time. Let me just refresh this. Oh, it's not the link. It's this one. Let's refresh that. Update link, view demo. And let's take a look at how it will go through with the questions. All right. Okay, great. So I think it's following the prompt that we just added. So I think this is a much better way. So first you're collecting their lead information, and then that's when you collect their SEO needs information. Bob says, it seems that over the last year or so, Google and AI has changed. What it takes to show up in search and other methods are more important. Makes sense. Not sure how that relates to this chatbot. Basically, what we built today, Bob, is just a chatbot that you will put on an SEO service business, on a digital marketing um, business website, so that it would provide it would collect, basically, it would collect the leads information. It would qualify the leads for these, yeah, just for leads. That's right. So basically, we're just trying to automate the lead capture, and then we just filters the serious SEO prospects. Eric says, I jumped in late. Did I miss a link? If so, please share. Oh, we're just going into that. Eric, let me put this link right there on the chat. So make sure to save changes, copy link, put that right there. Duplicate link for SEO audit intake bot. Okay, there we go. So just put that in the chats. Any more questions about this build right here? Great sorting tool. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Don. It should help us save some time, especially, SEO service providers. So if anyone has any last questions, guys, feel free to put that in the chat before we wrap the call up. Okay, I think we are good for Thursday's live help session. I really, really appreciate you all for joining. And as I've mentioned, if you need any help at all, if you have any questions at all regarding Aspot, feel free to send that over to support@aspot.ai. Thank you all for joining. Have a great day.